presidential election is coming up. And because of that, Meta Ads is implementing a restriction period for certain accounts that fall under the special ad category of social issues, politics, or elections. So if you fall within one of those categories, you're going to want to watch this video. We're going to show you when the restriction period will start and end and what you can and cannot do during this time period. So let's start off by answering the main question. When will this restriction period start? Meta says from 12:01 a.m. Pacific time in the United States on October 29th through 11:59 p.m. Pacific time on November 5th of this year, no new ads that fall under the social issues, elections, or politics special category can be published, and a vast majority of edits will be prohibited. We'll show you what those edits are. A couple things I want to point out with this. The time thing's easy to figure out. It says no new ads. So as long as that ad has served an impression before this restriction period starts, you'll be okay. And I'll show you the steps that you're going to need to do to make sure that your ad serves at least one impression before the restriction period goes into effect. The other point in this statement that's important to call out is the part about social issues, elections, or politics. This is one special category that you have to claim within your campaign settings if your Facebook page or entity falls within one of these categories. This is the special ad categories section that falls within the campaign settings. Odds are if you already fall within these categories and you've already run Facebook ads, you have this part taken care of. I think this may be a little bit more important for any organizations out there that really tackle social issues. That is because you may not be promoting anything related to an election. However, you'll still have to follow these rules if you do want to advertise within the restriction period. So within the campaign settings, you would click on the categories dropdown, and there's the option for social issues, elections, or politics. The other three special ad categories of credit, employment, or housing will not have to adhere to the restriction period close to the election. Now, any page that falls within the special ad category will have to confirm their identity and must include a paid for by disclaimer on all of the ads. Not only that, all of your ads will be entered into the Facebook ad library and stay there for 7 years. If you're not sure what the Facebook ad library is, we have a video about it already. You can watch it here. So if you do fall under the social issues, elections, or politics special ad category, you will have to follow these requirements in order to run ads during the time period we mentioned in the first slide. Since this is a US election, the advertiser must be in the United States. Next, you have to have the authorization process fully completed, not started and under review, fully completed and approved. Also before the restriction period, not only do you have to have an ad created and launched, but the ad must go through the review process and be approved to run. Notice all the things that you have to do before you can serve that first impression, which is the last requirement. So timing is going to be a key issue here. And we all know time runs fast. So if you haven't even gone through the authorization process, you fall within the special ad category and you want to run ads during the restriction period, you better start moving now. But let me take a step back and talk about the authorization process. There's a link at the bottom of the slide. It's facebook.com/ID. This is where you can go to start confirming your identity. And notice this is done at the individual level. Just because your Facebook page or Instagram account is approved, that's not the same thing. Individuals must submit specific documents in order to be allowed to run ads within the special ad category. Now, I helped out a local politician who was running a couple of years ago. So I went back in and my authorization has expired since then. So clearly, you have to go in every once in a while and keep renewing your identification. So when you go to facebook.com/ID, you would choose the country that you're advertising in. Of course, in this case, we want the United States. You also have to be either a page admin or the advertiser for the page where you're running ads. You must have two-factor authentication enabled. And then you have to have either a US passport, driver's license, or state ID card, and a US-based residential mailing address. Remember, you're authorizing yourself, not a business. So in the past, I uploaded the front of my driver's license and I believe a passport image. That's where you see in the image it says 2 images uploaded, and there you see date of submission. So it's been 3 years, not 2. And if I remember correctly, the approval process was very quick. Very quick, I'm not saying like within a couple hours. I think it still took a couple days, but it's not a week or month-long process. So you should have enough time if you're starting now to confirm your identity so you're allowed to run social issues, electoral, or political ads. And it is very important because if you're not authorized to run these categories and it does get flagged, your ads or your campaigns will be disapproved a couple times. However, if it's a consistent thing where you're being caught and disapproved, that very well could lead to the result of your ad account being permanently banned from advertising on Facebook or Instagram. So do the right thing, get authorized. Next, let's talk about what can be adjusted during the restriction period leading up to the election. You'll still be able to make bid adjustments. You'll be able to make any budget adjustments, whether you're running budget at the ad set or campaign level. You'll be able to adjust your ad scheduling. So if you need to change any of the end dates for your campaigns, that can be adjusted. And you can pause or enable any ads, ad sets, or campaigns that have received at least one impression during this time period. Now, depending on how close you are to launching a new ad before the restriction period starts, Meta says that ads may temporarily show a delivery error notice, and that is purely due to data processing while they're under review. Meta does state that this delivery error, if the ad is actually eligible, will be removed sometime on the 29th, and the ad will be eligible to run again. Meta also states if you do have this delivery error notice, understand that it's not a disapproval. It's just going through the data processing portion. So don't try to make any other changes to try to get the ad back into approval status. That could mess things up, make the ad ineligible to run. So pretty much don't touch anything, leave it be. It should come back on the 29th. And last, Meta does strongly encourage you to have all of your ads that fall within this special ad category submitted by October 22nd. It's the best chance to go through the review process and avoid the delivery error scenario before the restriction period begins. Okay, now let's talk about what happens when the restriction period begins. What can you not do? And we're going to start at the ad level. So when the restriction period begins at the ad level, you won't be able to edit or upload any new video or image assets. Essentially, you're stuck with the visual creatives that you have within your ads. You also cannot edit the destination or display URLs in your ads. You won't be able to edit any of the text copy in your ads, whether it's the headline, the intro text, even the description. You also won't be able to change any of the call to action buttons. This goes for all the separate headlines and callouts within your carousel ads too. You won't be able to change the associated Facebook page or Instagram account that the ad is running from. You can't change any of your tracking methods. This means website events, app events, pixel, etc. And you also won't be able to copy or duplicate any ads. Understand that it may have been already approved ads, but even when you're duplicating an ad, it's a brand new ad. Those brand new ads won't have a single impression before the restriction period, so it won't be eligible to run. Now let's talk about restrictions at the ad set level during the restriction period. You won't be able to edit any of your targeting options. You won't be able to refresh or edit any of your custom audiences that live within the audience section within Meta Ads Manager. You cannot edit any of your placement options like main feed, right-hand column, video placements, those sort of things. You cannot change your bid type or cost per result goal. You cannot change any of the optimization or attribution settings for your ad sets. And you cannot change the delivery method, meaning accelerated spend or standard spend throughout the day. Doesn't matter which one you're changing, can't be touched. And then restrictions at the campaign level during this period. There's only a couple. You cannot change the campaign objective for any campaign. And within the special ad category section that I talked about earlier that you needed a paid for by disclaimer, you won't be able to add a new one, update any existing ones, or remove any current ones. You're going to be stuck with what you're already using by the time the restriction period starts. And that's essentially everything you need to know if you're trying to promote social issues, elections, or politics close to this year's election in the United States. I've already said it before, but we can't emphasize enough. Get authorized now, as early as you can. Get every ad or campaign that you want running set up and launched now to make sure that you have at least one impression on your ads before the restriction period starts. Getting authorized to run this special ad category takes days for approval. Make sure you have all your campaign and ad set settings the way you want it to be. Double, triple check it, because I just showed you what changes you won't be able to make once the restriction period starts. Make sure you have all of the proper images, videos, ad copy already created, approved, and running a little bit. Double check for all your spelling errors, everything that it's working properly. Sooner you have it done, the better off you'll be. But if you have any other questions on the restriction period that Meta is going to implement, please let us know in the comments and we'll try to answer the best we can.
Thanks for watching our video. We really appreciate it. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up below. If you really liked it, maybe think about subscribing to the Paid Media Pros YouTube channel and you'll get alerted every time a new video drops.
If you really, really liked it, you can help support the channel by checking out some of the t-shirts that we're wearing on our merch shelf, as well as looking at the Super Thanks button.